Okay, so for the first four, it says point P is the centroid of a triangle. So centroid is where the medians intersect, where medians intersect. Okay, so for each of these, it's going to give us the length of QN. So just to kind of like color code and so we can see it better, I'm going to highlight all the segments that are QN. And then it's going to ask us to find the length of PN. So I'm going to highlight PN with a different color. PN, PN, and there. And it's going to have us find the length of QP. QP, like this. Okay, so from here, it tells us that the length of QN is 9. And this is in like a 1-to-2 ratio or 3 parts if you want to consider it. So like 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the short side would be 3. And then this here would be double that, which is 6. And then QN, saying the whole thing is 21. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So the short part is 7, and then the longer part is double that, which is 14. And 14 plus 7 equals 21. So we're good there too. Then QN is 30. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So we got 10 here and then 20. Are you guys following? Another way to look at it if you wanted to would be like 30 times 1/3 and 30 times 2/3, I guess, if you want to do fractions and stuff. And then 4, let's see, QN is 42, so this whole thing is 42. 42 divided by 3 is 14. So short side's 14, long side's 28. Okay, and then from here, same concept. It's going to give us DE now, so I'm going to highlight DE on each of them. It's going to ask us to find CD. And then it'll ask us to find CE. Okay, so from here it says DE is 5, so that's the short side. This is the longer side, so we just double 5 to get 10, and then 5 plus 10 is 15. DE is 11, double that, we get 22, 33. DE is 9, and then double that to get the pink part, and then 9 plus 18 is 27. Here DE is 15, double that to get the longer side, add them to get 45. You guys good? Any questions? Okay, then down here, continuing the concept, it says BG is 6, which it's labeled, which is nice. AF is 12, and then AE, this whole segment is 15. To find the specific parts of the segment, like 15 divided by 3 would be 5. So the short side would be 5, and the longer side would be double that, which is 10. It's kind of like labeling anything as C. For this segment right here, the longer part is 6, so then the shorter part will be half of that, which is 3. And then another thing I notice is that it labels this side right here, and F is the midpoint because we're dealing with medians, so it has to hit at the midpoint. So if this is 12, then this is 12. Now that I have as much as I can labeled, I'm going to answer the questions. Let's see. FC is 12. BF would be, like the whole segment would be 6 plus 3, which equals 9. And then AG I labeled 10 and GE 5. Okay, then on the next page, we're not going to do the whole page, by the way. We're just going to do 13, 14, 15, so we're almost done. Okay, so it's 13 and 14, it's error analysis. They show the work to a problem and you are supposed to spot what's wrong. Here it says DE is 2/3 of AE, the whole segment. Well, that's not right. This is the shorter side, so it should be 1/3 of AE. And then 14, it says DE, this little segment right here, is 2/3 of AD. But that's not right because this should be double. So it's like 1/2. It should be 1/2 AD. Because this should be double the length of that. Okay, next, last one, number 15. I actually didn't even do this with my regular classes today, only with my honors, because it's a bit higher level. Definitely like a level 4 or 5 problem here. We're going to start by graphing the coordinate plane, and then we're going to graph these points. It says find the coordinates of the centroid of the triangle. So we're going to find the centroid through graphing. Let's see, A is at 2, 3. And then the more precise your dots, the better. Once I have it graphed, I'm going to sketch it out. Right, so there's the triangle. We have to find the centroid. So the centroid is where the medians intersect. So I want to draw medians for each of these. So I'm trying to find like the midpoint. And the reason why I wanted to graph it so precisely is so I can find the midpoint without having to like calculate the midpoint. And I notice right here there's a clear midpoint of this segment. And then I can connect this to there. And then over here it might not be so precise. It would probably be more like a fraction. I don't know, probably right here. And then the middle of this segment over here would be right here. And then connect it. Okay. So I have my centroid right here, but I can't really grab those coordinates. Like it looks like it's a fraction and I can't tell what the fraction is. So we're gonna have to use math. There's probably different ways to do this. One way that you could do it is actually use like partitioning the line segment and ratios from like the beginning of the year. So we can choose one of the medians. I'm going to choose this one because it has clear like coordinates. And I'm going to find the coordinate that's 1/3 of the way to the next one. So this right here is at 5, 2. And then this point is at 5, 7. We graphed 5, 7. And we need to know what the coordinate is that's like 1/3 of the way there, or like in a 1:2 ratio. So this is 5 units apart. So I need to find out what 1/3 of 5 is. I get 5/3, which is 1 2/3. And then I can add that to the 2. So like 2 plus 1 2/3, which would be 3 2/3. And that's my answer. And then I'll make sure it makes sense. It's at 5 and then 3 2/3. Yeah, that looks like about where my point is, so it's logical. So that was fun, y'all. But definitely like more of a 4 or 5 level problem. But yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. So now you have the rest of class to do the homework.